Hello, everyone. This is Cody Lee of BlackCatBooks.org, author of I, the Dragon, Cruel and Beautiful Rabbit Hole, Lore and Frey, and the upcoming Jaw of the Dragon. And I am essentially done with Tears of the Kingdom. Of course, I still have a lot of side quests to do. I have a lot of adventures to go on. There's still a lot more to accomplish in the game. But I feel like at this point, over 60 hours in, I do have a pretty solid feel for what the game is, how it stacks up to the rest of the series and what the experience is like. I have beaten the game, I have beaten Ganondorf. I have restored the Kingdom of Hyrule. I've done everything, you know, that needs to be done in the main quest, and it is, I think, more of the same in the sense where it's a sequel to Breath of the Wild. The best Zelda game of all time. There are lots of improvements here. There's new powers, new characters, new abilities, more quests, right? Uh, but it really is at its core like more of the same, and that is not a bad thing at all. Right? Like that really needs to be said here that like Breath of the Wild was such a breath of fresh air, right? A breath of the wild, that more of the same is actually just what we needed to kind of refine the concepts, kind of expand on them, kind of throw in some new interesting mechanics. And Tears of the Kingdom from that perspective, as someone who's like played a lot of Breath of the Wild, who's played a lot of Zelda in general, like Tears of the Kingdom really does, I think, more than any other sequel I ever played, takes what made the original game work and really expand on it in like a glorious way, right? Like I can't think of any other game that kind of raised the bar this much in such a short span of time, right? Like I cannot believe it only took them 6 years to come up with some of this stuff, and that has been kind of the meme, hasn't it? Is it like, oh, they took 6 years to put out a direct sequel that reuses the same map? People don't understand that the game plays completely differently. They don't understand that the map has had radical changes made to it. They don't understand that the quests are more elaborate, that you have the vehicle building, you have the underground, you have like all these crazy, it's insane, right? Like anyone trying to say this is a DLC or an expansion or like a phoned in sequel are full of crap. Like this is, I think, a phenomenal experience. There are times when I was playing this game that I thought that it was like the best Zelda has ever been. Right, pulling the Master Sword in particular was like a 10 out of 10 Kino moment. Fighting Ganondorf. Ganondorf might be the best final boss we've seen in the Zelda series in a long time. Like I was thinking that I don't think we've played anything this cool since Ocarina, right? Like I legit don't think I've been this invested in a final encounter since Ocarina. It has that same kind of impact to it, the same kind of weight, and like that Kino like 10 out of 10 ending, just absolutely sublime. And now that I'm doing like some of the side quests, some of the side adventures, you really do get a sense that the world has become even more fleshed out and interesting, with some interesting quest lines. Like, just, whether you're like finding some girl singing in a well or like, I don't know, like trying to do shrine quests, like, exploring the world, trying to find things to get other things. Like you get this endless feeling that you're just constantly going off the map for all sorts of reasons, getting into all kinds of like adventures and misadventures, finding materials, doing things, meeting new characters, seeing how the world has changed. And more as I play through the game and interacting with more of these characters and seeing more and more like just how much there is to do, the game honestly feels a bit overwhelming considering where I am right now. And I just had a book come out. I've just been like, really busy with my personal life. Like it's been like this was not the time for this game to come out for me. But now it is. I still think a great experience, right? Like for what little time I've been able to spend I've been able to put into the game. Like the game has delivered in spades. It is just overall just a wonderful experience. Like very pleasant to just kind of like just play the game and just experience it, just going through the motions of exploring the world, meeting the characters. There is, I think, just a lot to be said about the game in general. But like all in all, I think this was a masterpiece, a 10 out of 10, one of the best games ever made.